This is a ScriptCast, a dramatized read-through of a screenplay. Disclaimer. Hi, this is Stephen Sherwood. This story takes place in the fictional game world of Skyrim. However, I have no affiliation, implied or otherwise, with the publisher of the game, Bethesda Softworks Studios. All of the characters are my creations, although I did use the name of one game character as a kind of Easter egg. I also voiced this production, but some characters were revoiced using an AI voice changer. And one final note. This is a ScriptCast, not a podcast or an audiobook, and it follows a standard screenplay format. I came up with the idea for the ScriptCast as an easier way for people to listen to my screenplays at their convenience. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is a fantasy role-playing game set in the medieval Nordic world of Skyrim. Since its release in 2011, it has sold more than 30 million copies. The game has a huge fan base and continues to be enjoyed by players across the world every day. And now, to the story. Bright Forest Productions presents the ScriptCast of the fan film screenplay, Enthralled, a Skyrim story in 4 parts by Stephen P. Sherwood. Copyright 2025, all rights reserved. Part 1. Exterior woods, day. A static wide shot of a forest. We hear the rustle of the wind through the trees, birds singing, and all seems peaceful. Mira, a wood elf dressed in mage clothing, appears frame left, running frantically along the trail to the right until she exits. She's followed by Jorgen, a human warrior with an arrow stuck in the back of his leg who comes hobbling as quickly as he can along the trail behind her until he clears the frame. As soon as Jorgen exits, Rolf, a human warrior wielding an axe, appears running after both of them. We switch to a front view where we can see all 3 figures. Mira stops to catch her breath, urging Jorgen to catch up as Rolf continues to run toward them threateningly.
Come on, Jorgen. We're almost clear.
Jorgen catches up to her and takes a moment to rest. He then looks back and sees that Rolf is getting closer. They take off at a run.
Clear.
Just keep running.
All 3 continue to run, with Mira and Jorgen glancing back to see that Rolf is gaining ground.
Just a little further.
What do you mean? Oh!
Jorgen trips, taking Mira down with him as they fall to the ground. Rolf rushes toward them with his axe held high as Mira and Jorgen struggle to roll over and defend themselves. Just feet away from them, Rolf suddenly stops, turns, and runs back the way he came.
Why the 9? What made him stop?
I was trying to tell you we were near the end of his range.
Range?
Thralls can only go so far from their vampire before they have to turn back.
I never heard that. How'd you know we were getting close to the range end?
When I saw him turn and run toward us, I cast a quick spell so that I could tell. We're just lucky we didn't fall earlier.
Jorgen grunts as Mira helps him stand.
Thank the gods we didn't have to kill him.
He grunts with pain as he moves, leaning against a tree and reaching back to grab the arrow sticking out of his leg.
Stop. I'll take it out. If you do it, you'll just make the damage even worse.
He nods and turns his leg toward her. She bends down and grabs the arrow shaft at his leg.
On 3, I'll pull it out, alright?
Yes, just ow!
She yanks the arrow out, throwing it away.
Sure as bones, woman. You said you were gonna count to 3.
Oh, did you mean out loud?
Very funny. The least you can do now is heal it.
Alright, you big baby, stay still.
Jorgen scowls at her as he turns around so that she can get to the wound. She cups her hands above the wound, and we see a swirl of golden light suffuse the area. Jorgen relaxes as she stops, then walks around experimentally.
Thanks. Doesn't hurt anymore.
If you thought that was painful, think what it's going to be like to tell Ivor what happened to his brother.
Enthralled. It would have been better if she just killed him. He would not want to be her slave. Maybe we should go back and take him out with an arrow.
No, there may be a way to get him back.
You're mad. He's enthralled, Mira. There's no coming back from that.
There is.
You want skooma? He's worse than dead.
If you kill a Thrall's vampire, the connection is broken, and they return to normal.
Bah, wives' tales.
No, it's true. Serene told me.
So now all we have to do is figure out a way to kill a master vampire without killing the troll who was trying to protect her at the same time.
Well, yes.
Orky's beard, what a mess.
We should head back to camp and send a message to Ivor.
Exterior campsite day. A small campsite is set up in the woods in a clearing with 3 single tents and a campfire. Jorgen and Mira are sitting on folding camp stools. Ivor, a human male in his early 30s, is wearing merchant clothes and picks his way through the forest. As he arrives, Jorgen and Mira share a look and stand to greet him.
Welcome, Ivor.
Have a seat and rest your bones.
A disgruntled Ivor picks leaves off of his clothing and sits on a stool as Jorgen and Mira sit.
I got your message, but I don't understand why we couldn't simply meet in the inn. It's much more comfortable, and we could have had a nice drink.
Jorgen picks up a bottle next to him and hands it to him. Ivor sniffs it experimentally, takes a sip, makes a face, and sets it down.
So what's this all about? Does Rolf have something he wants me to sell that he doesn't want anyone to see?
No,
Where is he anyway?
Jorgen and Mira share a furtive glance, which Ivor sees.
he's not here.
Ivor reacts in shock.
No! No!
He sags in grief.
I told him so many times. I told him that this life as an adventurer would come to no good end.
What? No, he's not dead, Ivor.
Ivor straightens up, relieved.
Oh, thank the gods. So where is he? You gave me a scare, you know.
He's been taken.
Taken? He's a hostage?
Well, no.
Don't tell me he's got himself arrested now. You deal with sketchy people. At some point, it's going to happen. So who's keeping him?
He wasn't arrested.
Just tell me what happened.
Ivor looks at Mira with a "you tell him" look.
We were scouting the site of our latest job.
What kind of job?
It's risky, but it's the biggest bounty ever offered in Skyrim.
Mira gives him a warning glare.
Really? How much?
5,000 gold.
That's a lot of...
He stops as he understands.
5,000? You're talking about the
Ivor stands.
bounty on Verena.
Well, yes, but
Have you gone mad? Have you lost your senses? You said he was taken. Did she make him a vampire?
no, we told you he's alive. Vampires are dead.
Then how can he not be dead? Is she holding him for ransom?
No, she enthralled him.
Why didn't you just tell me he was dead? If he's enthralled, it's the same thing. You should have killed him. It would have been a mercy. He would never want to be doing the bidding of that bitch.
We're going to get him back, Ivor.
I'm not a child, Jorgen, so don't tell me a child's tale. You don't come back from being enthralled.
He's right, Ivor. If we kill Verena, it will break her link to him, and he'll be released.
I've never heard of such a thing. Who told you such nonsense?
It isn't nonsense. Serene told me, and she's a Dawn Guard.
Even if that's true, you would have to get through all the monsters that guard her, and now that includes Rolf.
There may be a way. Obviously, we can't do it alone. We need more people, and one in particular to lead us.
Who?
The most renowned adventurer in all of Skyrim.
You can't be serious. Why would he help us?
Send him a letter saying we need his help, and we'll pay well.
I'm sure he gets lots of offers like that.
You're right, it needs a better reason. Say that you need his help to rescue your brother, and it pays well.
Bah, he won't even respond.
There's no reason not to, Ivor. Your brother is certainly worth the cost of a messenger.
Of course he is. All right. I'll send the letter. Just don't blame me if he doesn't agree.
Exterior campsite day. Ivor is pacing and Jorgen is sharpening his sword.
Where is she? He could arrive at any moment and she's not here.
She'll be here. She said she's bringing someone with her.
What? Who?
I don't know.
He stops as they hear movement through the woods toward them. Mira arrives with Magnus, an older human male dressed in mage clothing.
Finally. Who is this, Mira?
I am Magnus Thorensen.
He is a master mage and a master alchemist.
An honor to meet you, sir.
Yes, an honor. We don't want to waste the master's time, so why is he here?
When we have to explain our situation, who do you think will have more credibility? Me or a master?
The master, of course. But we don't want to bother him with, details.
You needn't worry about your secrets, Ivor. I've kept more secrets than you can imagine.
Well, of course, I didn't mean to oblige.
Ivor stops when he sees Jorgen holding up a hand and pointing behind him. They all turn to see Corwin, a human male dressed in adventurer's clothes who walks into their campsite.
Hello, I am Corwin. Is one of you Ivor?
Yes, I'm him, Ivor, that is. Thank you so much for coming.
Jorgen clears his throat.
Oh, and this is Jorgen, Mira, and Master Thorinson.
Corwin nods to Jorgen, Mira, and then to Magnus.
It is an honor, Master. I have heard of you.
And I of you. Your arrival in Skyrim has been most momentous.
I can claim no credit for what I am.
No, but it's who you are that matters, as that has been your choice entirely, and so far, for the most part, that has been good.
Please, have a seat. Rest yourself. Would you have an ale or some mead?
I thank you, but no.
They all sit on the camp stools around the fire pit.
I have many requests for my help, so I must be judicious with my time. If you would, please tell me your need as plainly as you can.
All right. A master vampire has enthralled my brother, and we want to get him back.
But he would still be enthralled.
We have a way to bring him back.
What do you mean?
Master, if you would.
When a vampire enthralls someone, they connect directly with their soul. If the vampire dies, the link is broken, and the enthralled person returns to themselves.
Are you sure? I've killed many vampires, yet I've never seen that happen.
Tell me, Corwin, when you finally get to a master vampire, how many thralls are left alive?
Corwin opens his mouth to answer, then regards Magnus wryly.
You're right. By that time, they're all usually dead. But there were a couple of times where thralls attacked me after I'd killed their master.
Yes, well, that's because when the link is broken, they're confused and dazed. They're not sure who they are or what's going on. So if they saw you as a threat, they would attack.
Well, your word is good enough for me, Master. So, how did this happen?
We were scouting around her cave and Rolf got too close, and she caught him.
So Rolf is your brother?
Yes.
You were scouting. Was this a bounty?
Yes, but Rolf also had some history with this vampire and wanted revenge.
She tried to kill me. She tried to kill us. She attacked my trade wagon and killed half my guards. But we had too many and she ran away.
That's odd. It's unusual for them to attack a trade wagon. What were you carrying?
Besides the usual supplies, there were a few rare and valuable items, but nothing that a vampire would want.
You said you outnumbered them. How many guards did you have?
8, besides Rolf and myself in the wagon.
8? If there was nothing that valuable, why so many?
A rich nobleman wanted to send a chest with a family heirloom and was worried about losing it, so he supplied all of the guards.
She could have been after whatever was in that chest.
I don't think so. It was simply a very old piece of jewelry that had been handed down through the generations, but it wasn't that valuable and had no enchantments.
So the 4 of you are going to take on this master vampire?
4? No. I wasn't part of this. I am a merchant, not a fighter.
He nods, then addresses Jorgen and Mira.
I'm curious why you think you need my help. If you hire a few sellswords, you should be able to clean out most vampire lairs.
Jorgen and Mira exchange a look as Corwin watches them.
Let me guess. This is no ordinary vampire. What's the bounty?
5,000.
Corwin takes a deep breath and lets it out.
So, Verena.
Yes.
To vampires, the word master doesn't mean the same thing it does to us.
That is true. A master vampire is only the master of their own brood.
So they're only a master to the people they've turned into vampires?
Yes, of course. The longer a vampire has been around, the more they've turned into vampires and they become more powerful.
Then they move to larger caves and increase their defenses. More thralls, spiders, skeletons, necromancers, draugr, and lesser vampires between them and a threat.
We weren't going to attack her in her lair. We were going to wait until she was out in the open.
That makes a lot more sense, but master vampires rarely leave their lairs. It could be a very long wait.
Which is why we wanted your help.
Corwin sighs, stands, and begins to pace. He appears to think of something and addresses Jorgen and Mira.
Are any of Verena's vampires still attacking people in these woods?
Yes, that's why the bounty is so high.
Then I may have a plan. But we will need Bait.
Corwin, Jorgen, and Mira exchange looks. Then they all look at Ivor.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Thank you for listening to Enthralled, a Skyrim story in 4 parts. This is the end of Part 1. If you would like to hear the rest of the story, please like and subscribe to this channel. I will release Part 2 when we reach 100 subscribers. Stay safe, and may you walk on warm sands.